You have no business coming to this house. You got married and left. You're not family anymore. Frank's 60th birthday is a family celebration, so get lost. You're really going to say that to the daughter who drove all this way with Dad's favorite craft beers? You married out. You're a stranger now. Why would we celebrate with a stranger? Right, so I'm not family. I already knew that. I knew you only had me to keep up appearances. I knew you never actually loved me. I knew you've never cared about me. But unlike you, I grew up to be a decent person. So I came anyway, out of gratitude for the fact that you gave birth to me. Clearly, that was a waste of time. You have no business coming here. You married out and left. You've always been such a handful. God, you're exhausting. Even as a kid, no charm, always handling everything yourself, always acting like you were better than us. You were such an insufferable child. I handled things myself because I had no choice, because you two paid zero attention to me. Do you remember my first day of high school? I stood at the door with my bag and neither of you even looked up from the table. I made my own breakfast. I figured out the bus route on my own. I came home to an empty house. That was every single day, not just once. We were busy running a business. That's called providing for the family. Providing is the bare minimum. I'm not asking to be thanked for that, but I told myself, if I cut you off without at least returning the bare minimum of what you gave me, I'd be just as low as you. So I sent money every month. I still showed up with gifts, and this is what I get. Like I said, Frank's birthday is family only, so go home. Keep sending the monthly money like you always have. Oh, and leave the beer. It's wasted on you. I'm not leaving the beer. Excuse me? You heard me. I bought this for Dad because I thought it would mean something. Since apparently nothing I do means anything here, I'll take it back. How dare you, after everything we've done for you? What exactly have you done for me, Linda? I'm genuinely asking. We housed you, we fed you, we kept a roof over your head for 18 years. That's more than plenty. That's the legal obligation of a parent. It's not love. You want to know the last time you asked me how I was doing? Not as a daughter you needed something from, just asked because you wanted to know. I don't have time for this. I know, you never did. Sarah, are you all right? Your mother said some truly awful things. Thanks, Grace. Pretty bad when the housekeeper is the one checking on me, right? I'm okay. I'm not hurt. You're the one who actually raised me anyway. Just hearing you say that means the world to me. It's the truth. Those two checked out of parenting to do whatever they wanted. I was always an afterthought. You were the one who was always there for me, Grace. It must have been so hard being on a personal contract with them. They're demanding, and they treat people terribly. It was difficult at times, but they did give me decent terms when they first hired me. I still feel some sense of loyalty for that. That was years ago, Grace. Things are different now. I know they cut your pay. I know about that. How did you find out about that? I've had my eye on this situation for a while. I didn't want to interfere where I wasn't wanted, but I've been paying attention. And your workload hasn't gone down, it's gone up. They're treating you like a servant. You don't owe them anything anymore. But I can't just quit. Your nephew, the rare disease, the treatment costs. That's why you kept putting up with it. It's not something I planned to burden you with. You're not a burden, Grace. You never have been. How is he doing, if you don't mind me asking? The doctors say the next round of treatment is critical. It's expensive. His parents do their best, but it falls short every month. That's why I couldn't walk away, no matter what happened here. I understand, and I'm not going to ask you to sacrifice that. But listen, if you're going to work for anyone, let it be me. I want to hire you, Grace. You want to hire me yourself? Yes, my husband and I have actually been talking about bringing someone on to help at home. And if I'm hiring anyone, it's you. Given everything, I'll match what you were making before and add benefits on top of that. It'll be better than what you have now, I promise. So, will you come work with us? Why would you do all this for me? Because I want to pay back what I owe you, Grace. What you owe me? When I was little and crying alone, you'd sneak me out after your shift was over and take me to the park. You didn't have to do that. You listened to me during my teenage years, helped me study. The memories I have with you are what kept me going. You remember all of that. I remember everything. The night before my entrance exams, I couldn't sleep. I was sitting in the kitchen at 2 in the morning. You came downstairs and made me warm milk and sat with me until I calmed down. You didn't say much, you just stayed. That meant more to me than you'll ever know. I didn't think you'd still carry that with you. It's the reason I'm standing here right now. So now I want to be there for you. Not that I'm forcing you. It's your choice, always. No, I couldn't hope for anything more than this. With you out of the house, I've been feeling a strange sort of loneliness. Like I can't look after you the way I used to. I'm the one who should be saying thank you. Welcome to the family. For real this time. Sarah. I mean it. Let's get you out of here. Linda, this is Grace. Thank you for the years of employment. However, effective today, I am terminating our contract. It has been a long time. Thank you for everything. Excuse me, you can't just quit. I haven't heard anything about this. Quitting without notice is a contract violation. You owe me a penalty fee. You're not leaving until you pay it. I'm going to have to decline that. You don't get to decline. You don't have that option. There's actually no such clause in our contract. Yes, there is. It says right there, if you terminate without reason and without 1 month's notice, you owe a $5,000 penalty. You haven't given any notice, so it applies. You're right that the clause exists. However, this termination is due to your breach of contract, Linda. Therefore, I am not in violation. This is not a resignation of my own choosing. My breach of contract? What on earth are you talking about? I haven't violated anything. Oh dear, it seems you've forgotten. Let me walk you through a few things. For starters, last month's paycheck still hasn't come through. How would you like to address that? It's just a little late. I'll tell Frank to send it right away. It happens sometimes. We're only human. My paycheck is the foundation of our professional relationship. Forgetting it is a serious breach of trust, and this is not a one-time occurrence. From what I can confirm, payment has arrived several days late, at least 5 times beyond the contract date, and twice it was a full month behind. With no apology for any of it, that is not a foundation for a healthy working relationship. Bank transfers can run a few days late sometimes. I'll admit the payment situation has been sloppy, but calling it a contract violation is a bit much. I'm afraid there's more on the financial front. You unilaterally eliminated my overtime pay, Linda. You called it a contract review, but what appeared on paper was completely different from what you told me. That was the first time I seriously considered leaving. Then why didn't you say something then? Overtime hours were infrequent, and I decided that raising the issue and damaging the relationship would cost me more. But gradually, the physical incidents began, throwing objects at me, behavior that constitutes workplace harassment and assault. That is unambiguously a contract violation. I have been injured on more than one occasion. I will be pursuing compensation through my attorney, so please be prepared. Why on earth would I be paying you anything? If you didn't like it, you should have quit with a month's notice. You knew about my nephew's illness, Linda. You knew treatment was expensive. You knew because I told you when you threw things at me, when you dumped water on me. I told you. If I lose this job, I won't be able to pay for his treatment. If you keep this up, my nephew could die. His parents contribute what they can, but it was clearly not enough. So I endured, because I had no other choice. And yes, because I felt loyalty to you, gratitude for having given me the position in the first place. Then don't repay that kindness by stabbing me in the back. Everyone has a breaking point. I told myself that hiring help rather than neglecting a child was at least a better choice, even if the reasons were selfish. But even after Sarah left home, you kept me on, purely for appearances, didn't you? The neighbors admired you for having a housekeeper. That was the point. Yes, reputation matters. You have to look successful to stay at the top of the social ladder. And that reputation is precisely what's crushing you right now, isn't it? The late payments. You blamed bank delays and human error. But the reality is the business isn't doing well, and you simply don't have the cash. And lately, you've been taking that financial anxiety out on me. I can't do this any longer, Linda. If you have objections to the termination, please direct them to my attorney. And I say this having worked alongside you for many years. That pride of yours is going to cost you dearly one day. You are not leaving without paying that penalty. Are you listening to me? I won't allow it. I've said what I came to say. Have a good day, Linda. Don't you walk away from me. I will take this to court. That is absolutely your right. My attorney's contact information will be forwarded to you by end of day. You're the one who poached my housekeeper. Don't play dumb. Send her back right now. Send her back. Where someone works is their own choice. You don't get to make that decision for her. She's not your property. Stay out of my house's business. You were barely in this house. I wasn't in the house because there was no place for me here. I was always outside. Grace is the one who raised me, Mom. She's more of a mother to me than you ever were. If someone who means that much to me is being mistreated, of course I'm going to do something. And frankly, a person like her is wasted working for someone like you. Someone like me? You treated your own daughter as a prop and a future ATM. You tried to trap your housekeeper by threatening her so she couldn't leave. Yes, that's what most people would call a terrible person. I did no such thing. You don't even remember what you've done. That's almost impressive. I don't think you even realize how much you've hurt people. Enough! Just return my housekeeper. I keep telling you, she's not yours to return. She's a person. She made a choice. Accept it. After everything I did for that woman. You want to talk about what you did for her? Fine. You paid her below market rate, changed her contract terms without notice, withheld her wages, and threw things at her when you were having a bad day. That's what you did for her. I gave her steady employment for years. Not everyone gets that. Steady employment that she had to cling to because her nephew was sick and she had no way out. You exploited that, Linda, whether you meant to or not. I am not going to be lectured by my own daughter. You won't find anyone willing to work for those wages under those conditions. You kept saying Grace had it good, but given everything she actually did, she deserved double. You were getting incredible value and you couldn't even treat her like a human being. You don't want to lose a good deal. That's all this is. I paid her fair and square. Besides, who do you think you are? You can't afford to employ a housekeeper. You really don't know anything about my life, do you? Think about who I married. Oh, right. You married that guy in finance. We sent holiday cards. You met his family, and you still needed 10 minutes to remember. My husband works at one of the top brokerage firms in the country. He does very well, and I work full-time in sales at a sizable company. Between the two of us, hiring a housekeeper isn't even a stretch. If you're doing that well, you don't need one. We earn enough precisely because we work that hard, and neither of us has any business being in a kitchen. We were both getting home late, the place was becoming unlivable, and we finally agreed it was time. That's why we decided to hire someone. Then hire through an agency. Why did you have to steal mine? Because I wanted Grace specifically, and she wanted to come. You created a work environment so bad that she wanted out. If you actually wanted to keep her, you should have paid her fairly and treated her like a person. No one is going to stay somewhere they're being mistreated. That's not poaching. That's consequences. I cannot believe this, after all the money you've cost this family. What money I've cost you? Linda, I left at 18 with nothing. I put myself through school. I built my career from the ground up. You didn't fund a single day of my adult life. We gave you a childhood. You gave me a roof. Grace gave me a childhood. There's a difference, and that's why she's coming to work for me and not staying with you. Sarah, I really can't thank you enough. I honestly thought I'd have to pay that penalty fee. I had already accepted it. Forget it, but I completely understand why it scared you. I'm just so glad we had a lawyer look at it. You even took care of finding the attorney. I don't know how to repay you. That's just what an employer does, and I told you, Grace. You're the closest thing to a mother I've ever had. Of course I'm going to look out for you. But I don't feel like I did anything that extraordinary. Are you kidding? At my school sports day, my parents didn't even bother to show up, but you came with a camera. I still have those photos. You do? Of course! You were so fast that day. You came in second in the relay and you looked so proud of yourself. I didn't want you to forget that. I didn't know you kept them. I kept all of them. Every school event I attended. I have a small album. Grace, I hope that's not strange to hear. No, it's the opposite of strange. It means everything. And when exam season was destroying me, you said rest was just as important as studying and snuck me out for the afternoon. You were my anchor, Grace. You have no idea. I couldn't stand how lonely you looked. Your parents couldn't care less which school you got into, and you were supposed to just figure it out all alone. No one should have to fight through something that hard, completely isolated. Because you cared, I turned out okay. Do you remember shopping for my interview suit? I didn't even know my size. The store was full of moms and daughters. If you hadn't been there, I would have walked out empty-handed. You kept second-guessing every jacket. I had to talk you into the navy one. It got me the job. I know. You called me that evening. That was one of the happiest phone calls I've ever received. I called you before I called anyone else. You saved me so many times, Grace. So many. I only did what felt natural, what any decent person would do. I never imagined it would come back to me like this. Small kindnesses have a way of growing. To think that the little girl I used to worry about has become this, it makes getting older feel worthwhile. You're not that old, Grace. I'm getting there. but I don't mind it so much anymore. Pick up! I need money. Send more than usual this month. Things are hard. You know exactly what's going on, and you're still calling me for money. You've been hit with compensation claims and contract violation fees from Grace. You need cash. I get it. But I won't be sending money anymore. What? How could you? Have you forgotten I gave birth to you? That's the exact reason I've been sending money all this time. But you called me a stranger. So we're strangers now, right? I don't support strangers. You can't just... That's too cruel. This is too sudden. Maybe I take after you. Look, I didn't want to be like you two. That's always been my biggest fear. So as long as you hadn't called me a stranger, I was going to help with retirement. Just financially, at minimum. But now that I'm a stranger, that's off the table. You threw it away yourselves. That was just... It was a figure of speech. We're still family, parent and child. That hasn't changed. You said it in front of Grace. You said it in front of the door you were trying to close in my face. You didn't say it once. You said it twice. That's not a slip of the tongue. That's how you see me. I was upset. People say things when they're upset. You're right. And now I'm saying something too. We're done. We're still family, parent and child. That hasn't changed. You're the one who ended that. So, strangers. The money I was going to give you is going to Grace's retirement instead. Are you serious? Why would you give it to her? She's more of a stranger than you are. A biological mother who treats me like a stranger loses to the woman who actually raised me. I'm going to make sure Grace is set up well for the future. A good care facility when the time comes. Everything. But for you, nothing. You thought you could say whatever you wanted to me because you gave birth to me. The bill for that has finally come due. This is insane! You're choosing a housekeeper over your own mother! I'm choosing the person who showed up. That's all this is. You had every opportunity to be the person I chose. You made different decisions every single time. Please just help us. You're the only one I can turn to. The daughter you called insufferable and graceless and a stranger? Fine, I'll disappear the way you always wanted. Consider it my final act as your daughter. I hope you'll accept it. You've ruined everything! What are we supposed to do now? So you paid Grace's compensation and penalty fees, and now the retirement savings are gone too. Yes, because of you two, we have nothing left. I've said it before. This is your own doing. Hiring a housekeeper for the image, designer bags, keeping up appearances on a sinking ship. It was obvious the finances would collapse. The social standing was necessary. Do you understand what it takes? And now, because of you people, we're broke, and the neighbors are starting to laugh at us. They've been laughing for a while, actually. What? Your business troubles were already an open secret in the neighborhood. Several of your clients live nearby, and yet you kept living exactly the same, flashing designer bags, treating your housekeeper like staff in a manor house. People were talking for years. How long can they keep this up? They were saying, sell the bags, use the money to stabilize the business. That can't be. When I got married and moved out, that was a whole moment too. People came up to me, you finally got out, good for you. They all knew. They saw through the whole thing. When someone told me it had been entertaining to watch, I felt something. But mostly I just thought, yeah, that tracks. You were performing for an audience that was laughing the whole time. So everyone was faking it, pretending to admire me while talking behind my back. Pretty much. They went along with it so you wouldn't make things awkward. But you don't have the resources to perform anymore. So at least the show is over. Silver lining. How is any of this a silver lining? What about our retirement? What about us? You're our daughter. Fix this. No, why would I? What about your reputation? If you abandon us, people will say you're a heartless daughter. I don't live anywhere near there anymore. Say whatever you like. Children aren't their parents' retirement fund, Mom. Why should the stranger you created be the one to save you? I'm not your daughter anymore. That was your choice. We made mistakes. Every parent makes mistakes. That doesn't mean you throw away your family. Forgetting to pack a lunch is a mistake. Spending my entire childhood treating me like I didn't exist is a pattern. Calling me a stranger at the door is a pattern. Expecting me to keep funding that pattern is something I'm done doing. Please, I'm begging you. You're all I have left. Coming from the woman who said I was always insufferable and had no charm, then I'll do what you always wanted. Disappear as a stranger. My final gift to you as your daughter. I hope you can accept it. Grace, thank you as always for everything you do around here. My husband and I have been talking, and we'd like to give you some paid time off. Your salary won't change, we just want you to rest. Time off? What brought this on all of a sudden? You've been working nonstop for years, and so much of what you earned went straight to your nephew's treatment. We want to give you a vacation allowance. Take some time for yourself. Oh my goodness, are you sure? Absolutely. You deserve some time that's just yours. I don't quite know what to do with myself when I'm not working. That's exactly why you need the break. Go explore, sleep in, do whatever you feel like doing. You make it sound very easy. It is easy, Grace. You've just never had the chance to find out. Thank you so much, Sarah. Grace, why are you back already? Don't worry, I just came back from a day trip to drop off some souvenirs. Starting tomorrow, I'm planning to go somewhere peaceful and enjoy the scenery for a few days. Oh, good. Though that is quite a lot of souvenirs. I do enjoy time to myself, but honestly, I love being useful to people. I was browsing the gift shop and I kept finding things I thought you or your husband would like. I may have gotten a little carried away. Thank you, Grace. You really did pick all our favorites. How did you even know he liked that brand of tea? I pay attention, that's all. You've always paid attention. That's the thing. You noticed everything about everyone around you, and you acted on it quietly, without making a fuss. You know, when my parents went on trips, they never brought back anything for me, so whenever someone buys me something just because they thought of me, it gets me. Is this what it feels like to have a parent who loves you? I think it might be. I do think of you as a daughter, after all. Really? That makes me so happy. Hey, Grace, your 60th birthday is coming up soon, isn't it? Can we celebrate it, the three of us? You want to celebrate for me? Of course, your family. And family celebrates the big milestones together. In the end, Sarah's parents were never able to turn their business around. It collapsed under the weight of debt, and they were forced to file for bankruptcy, losing the house, the car, and everything they had built their image around. Having spent their lives chasing appearances, they now found themselves in a cramped, run-down apartment, a reality they were entirely unprepared for. Meanwhile, Sarah continued living the life she'd built, coming home each evening to a warm meal that Grace had made, something both she and her husband looked forward to every single day. And Grace's nephew successfully came through surgery. He still had a long road ahead, but the recovery had begun. And when the news came, everyone in the household celebrated together. Grace had once rescued a lonely little girl from isolation. Now it was Sarah's turn to give that love back. And to start, she was busy planning the most wonderful 60th birthday party Grace had ever had. Unlike some other 60th birthdays she'd witnessed, this one would be pure joy.